All right, Tim, third question. What are the drawbacks? Because my whole life I was just, I love steak, I love chicken, I love pork, I love fish, I'm a carnivore, or I think so anyway, thought so. So what are the drawbacks that you've found?
Do you growl when you eat your meat?
I have actually.
You might be then.
I've eaten steaks with no utensils, okay?
Yeah.
But no, what are the drawbacks though to animal-based proteins?
Okay. So first off, for the people out there listening, I want you to know that I grew up on a farm hunting and fishing, so you're not talking to some, I don't even know.
Flower child?
Yeah. I mean, so nothing wrong with that, by the way, but I grew up pretty much on meat 5 times a day, hunting and fishing, killing everything. So now I'm plant-based, and I have my own reasons. I do it for health, and I do it for my children now for the planet. I'm doing it for you as well. So here's what I found were the drawbacks physically for animal-based protein. Number one, the name of my company is chemicalfreebody.com, right? So that's the biggest reason, because there's so many chemicals. Let's go back to that umbilical cord study, where they're finding over 200 man-made chemicals in every single umbilical cord test that they're testing today for every newborn baby and their mother. So, and they're only searching for about 400 chemicals in that test, and they're finding over 200. There are over 100,000 man-made chemicals out in the marketplace today. And there's 2,000 new every year, and they're only testing 1/4% of those. So I did the math on this. If they actually tested at the same ratio, we could have up to 71,000 chemicals in our brain tissue, our muscle tissue, our fat tissue, and our organ tissue. So if it's in us, and we're in this ecosystem on Mother Earth here, what do you think's happening to the animals that we're eating? It's the same show. All these chemicals are accumulating in their brain tissue, their muscle tissue, their fat tissue, which is what we're eating when we're consuming those animals. So, and what happens is it's called bioaccumulation. So you can have a grass-fed cow, and it's completely organic on this 30-acre farm, but 20 miles away there's crop dusters. Well, there's this thing called wind, and it blows this stuff over there, and this ecosystem's always circling, and these chemicals get on this grass, and the cow's eating it, and they bioaccumulate in that muscle tissue.
And just the water they're drinking also.
And the water they're drinking, and it's just they don't go away. And they store up. So when you eat a slab of meat, like I used to, like a chicken strip or something, you're basically eating concentrated chemicals that are going to destroy your immune system, destroy that good bacteria we just talked about, and they're going to harm your health. There's just no way around this. Now, that's number one. Number two is the bacteria. So when an animal dies, the meat starts decomposing. Everybody knows this, and it's these bacteria that are starting to break them down. Well, Dr. Michael Greger showed us in his 2012 talk, Uprooting the Leading Causes of Death. You can check it out on YouTube and watch the talk. Dr. Michael Greger, 2012, Uprooting the Leading Causes of Death. And he says that it's the bacteria that is causing the problem. And it's the fat in the meat. When we consume the meat, the fat actually transports the bacteria throughout our entire cardiovascular system, through our blood, and it creates an inflammation response. So you get inflamed from the inside out, and that response lasts for 4 to 6 hours before the body regulates it, and then it's back to normal. But then what happens? It's lunchtime, and we do it again. And then 4 to 6 hours later, it's dinner time. So, like myself, I was in a constant state of this bacterial inflammation, systemically or internally, in my body. And we all know, you talk to almost any doctor that's got their head screwed on straight, inflammation is the precursor to disease. Right? And as an athlete, do you want inflammation?
Not at all, because I suffered from it for a decade and a half. Because of not knowing what to put in my body, and the food allergies and everything else, it was. My wife and I have been married for 17 years. When we were registering for our gifts for our wedding, I was sitting in a chair the whole time because I couldn't walk because my SI joint was so inflamed. That was 17 years ago. Think of that. How bad that was. And it was like that for a long time until I started figuring things out with guys like you.
Now, for those of you that are thinking, well, geez, I'm not going to give up my meat, that's a little crazy. I totally get that. I understand that. I'm not saying for you to do that right now. What I'm saying is just get educated and be real with yourself. What I would suggest you do is just start adding in more plants to your diet. Just eat a lot of plants. Eat a big ass salad every day. Try to eat sprouts. Get fresh is best, the freshest plant-based food. Start loading up on it, and you'll just naturally start eating less meat. Now, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months down the road, maybe you're ready now. Maybe we just do a 30-day plant-based challenge. And just you eat nothing but plants for 30 days, but after you've worked your way up to it. Now when I do this with people, half of them will never go back. Because what I tell you to do is after that 30-day challenge with plants, then I want you to I want you to wake up in the morning and have bacon, eggs, and cheese, and biscuits, and ham, and knock yourself out. And then for lunch, go to get a teriyaki bowl, extra chicken, and then for dinner, have yourself a big steak and some Haagen-Dazs ice cream, and just go bananas. And then call me the next morning and tell me how you feel.
Right.
Okay? It won't be me telling you about this is right and that's right. It's going to be you finding out for yourself how your own body feels. Because, see, this is what happened to me. I got thrown into this plant-based deal at an institute trying to save a buddy that had cancer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I probably never would have done it. I mean, I thought this stuff was nuts.
Yeah.
And but I tell you what, after that detox, 4 days later, I woke up and I felt 20 years younger, guys, in 4 days. On this stuff. Green juices, lots of water, and a plant-based diet. Now, if you have stage 4 cancer, you have MS, Parkinson's, you've got colitis, Crohn's, especially these gut issues, you got some serious issues, maybe you should get right after it and go right into a plant-based lifestyle and just get off the meat, because it's really acidic, it's loaded with bacteria, and it's loaded with chemicals, and you need to do every single thing you can to build your immune system up, and that means taking away the things that are pushing it down. So that's what I would recommend on that.
That's amazing. It really is.
Yeah.